joining us on our Pinnacle Bank Coaches Hotline, we have Buddy Sparkman, the play-by-play man for the Dora Bulldogs. And they're coming off a big win over rival Cordova tonight, 33-32. Buddy, fill us in with a little bit, especially in that second half.
Jeremy, I tell you what more could you ask from one of the most storied rivalries in Alabama high school football, the 101st renewal of this, what they call the Cold Bowl. 6-6 at halftime. The Cordova comes out in the second half. They come down and get a quick touchdown. Then they grab an interception as Dora's going in. The interception in the end zone, Mulvin runs it back for 100 yards, and they go up by 2 scores, 18-6, and you think they're on the way.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden, Dora starts. Dora kind of went back to a single wing offense. They've been running out of the aisle, and I go back to single wing and seemed to confuse Cordova for a minute. 2 quick touchdowns, and then it really got crazy.
Well, obviously it was a back-and-forth ball game tonight. We're seeing some of the highlights from the first half as we're speaking to you right now. You mentioned the interception return and then the back-and-forth nature of the second half. Other than the interception return, what were some of the key plays that made the momentum shift back Dora's way?
Well, I tell you, the one thing that happened, and you see it a lot in rivalry games, the emotions kind of got involved a little bit, and Cordova got a personal foul and unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the same play.
Oh wow!
And backed them up 30 yards, and they may have converted that first down. It was third down and about a yard, and they got 30 yards in penalties and backed up 30 yards, and it seemed to kind of just stall their momentum. And they kicked the ball back to Dora. Dora goes down and scores, and then next thing you know, Cade Chanel jumps up and blocks a Blue Devil pass and tips it to himself and returns it 57 yards.
You mean Evan Chanel there?
Evan Chanel, yeah.
Okay. I thought Cade might be up in Arkansas.
Yeah, Cade's up in Arkansas. Yeah, Evan, and of course, you know the emotion of that for Evan having played at Cordova.
That's right. Huge for him. Huge for him.
Yeah, it's just, and it was just unbelievable, you know. And Dora hadn't been able to pass the football all year until last week. They throwed it for a little over 100 on Haleville.
Right.
And then tonight, Ashton Davis all of a sudden hooks up with a 72-yard pass, and I mean, Arch Manning or Peyton Manning, anybody couldn't have thrown it any prettier to Cade Foster down the right sideline on a wheel route. Nobody covered him.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
I remember you saying a couple weeks ago at the second half of that Jasper game that Dora looked different, and then they win last week. You think that was really the turning point of the season, maybe?
I can tell you for a fact it was. And the reason why I believe it is because I think they discovered in that game that they could actually play together as a team. And as crazy as it is, a little skirmish that broke out at the end of the game, I don't know what it did. I think it just put some juice in this young Dora team and improved a little something to them.
Right, flipped a switch in them. I noticed that a lot of guys that were banged up have also made it back into the lineup for Dora, like the young linebacker, Jackson Hart. I think it's number 7.
Yeah, Jackson Hart got back, and then number 66 got back tonight. Robinson, yeah, he got back tonight on the field. We got, and this Dora team, I think, to be very honest with you, I think they had to grow up the first half of the season because it's so dadgum young, you know, because we lost a couple seniors to injury, then we had a couple that decided not to play anymore. So this is a very young ball team.
Well, and when you hit the halfway point, experience starts to become a factor because, I mean, you mentioned it, you guys are so young. And it takes a few games to get under your belt to start to get into the flow of things. And like you mentioned, the Jasper game, to have that switch flip like that, and a team kind of comes together. A lot of people use the terminology they gel, which is accurate. They start to find out who they are, so to speak.
Well, after the first 4 weeks of the season, the teams we had opened with had a combined 13-2 record. The 4 teams we opened with this year, you know, and so I mean, the kids took a lot of bumps to begin the season, but I tell you what, it taught them how to be tough. I can tell you that.
Well, and this was a region win tonight too. Did I have that?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
you're right. And here's the crazy thing: if Dora was to beat Curry and then get either Cordova or Curry, knock off Fultondale, they can still make a playoff
Well,
game.
that's what
Oh,
Jonathan
wow.
and I were discussing before we went live on the air. Also, I don't know if you've heard, Hamilton upset Good Hope tonight, I think.
Well, now I'm gonna be honest with you. With Mason Holloway running quarterback for Hamilton, that don't surprise me.
Well, I figured it'd be a good game, but
Yeah, that's a big.
Yeah.
that's a big win for Hamilton for sure.
Yeah, big win for Hamilton. And I think that young man, you're gonna hear a lot about him next year also. But yeah, the region Fultondale, I don't know how Fultondale and Haley will come out. They was having quite a scrap. But anyway, this Dora team, they're gonna do a lot of learning this year. It might be a lot better ball team next season also.
Well, and you mentioned it, and we spoke with Coach Williams about it last week, how the schedule, was just a gauntlet the first half of the season. And although it looks bad in win and loss column, as far as the experience that the kids get during that time, it really does start to translate in the second half of the season. It takes a weight off their shoulders that their tougher road is behind them, so to speak.
Well, you're right, Jeremy. And I'll tell you one thing that's really been a feel-good potion for this Dora team. They won homecoming, and then they won their biggest rivalry game. You can kind of lick one with that just a little bit.
Right, you can build on that. We teased Chavis a little bit last week about having 48 hours to celebrate that with it being a homecoming win and his first win of the season.
Absolutely right. And then the Curry game next week will be interesting too, because Jace Cordell's done a good job with the kids up at Curry, so it'll be another pretty good ball game.
I think so too. I think it should be a close game, and I think it'll definitely be one. I still consider Curry from way back being a rival. I know some of the kids may look at it differently, but I think there's going to be some of that extra energy in that game too. You've mentioned it. Chavis calls it juice. There may be a little extra juice come Friday night.
Yeah, and a couple of you talking about kids stepping up. I'm gonna tell you, Evan Chanel, another kid that nobody's talked about a lot this year for Dora. Joey McAvoy has really stepped up also.
Right, that's number 33.
Right.
Okay.
Big play last week. Yeah.
And he's a 10th grader too. He's a young kid.
Yeah, he and Chanel are both 10th graders. All of Dora's real talent is young, because I don't think there's but 3 remaining seniors playing right now.
Wow, it's unbelievable for a 4A school.
And not a ton of juniors. I know Gage Hoagland is one of the leaders as far as juniors go.
Right, exactly right.
So, have you ever seen a rivalry? I think this makes it 50-50. Can you?
Right, very even.
With a tie or two. Mm-hmm. And they were separated by 3 points going into this game. I mean,
wow.
It's got to be. I've never seen a rivalry like this, really. Coleman Jasper is kind of that way.
Mm-hmm. You haven't, and you go back over the 100 years of rivalry, and the point differential is just minimal. And now, according to the historical website, Alabama historical website, one side has it cornered by a game, and the other one has Dora by a game. So now I don't know which one's right, but I mean it's unbelievable that a century of playing football against each other, and you're basically even for 100 years.
Yeah, that just doesn't happen very often,
and then you have a
continue
1-point
it that long too. Yeah, and have another 1-point game tonight to cap it off.
Unbelievable, buddy. I tell you what. But I'll say this: I've been all over state of Alabama. There's not a better venue than Hudson Kirby on a Friday night playing football. I tell you, it's just a great place to go to.
I've experienced that firsthand. Down in that pit, there's just something about it.
It is.
I was a little worried when they were getting their new school that they were going to do away with that, but I'm glad they held on to it. Yeah, there's a mystique to it. You're right, for sure.
Absolutely right, guys.
Well, buddy, we appreciate you joining us, and I'm glad that we haven't been able to cover Dora very often. To be frank with you, there hadn't been that much to cover until the past 2 weeks. So
you're right.
I'm hoping that we can make up for some lost time. So just if you're fans and tuning in, maybe not Dora or Cordova fans, just bear with us. Dora's definitely earned their airtime this week for sure. But buddy, we appreciate you calling in.
Jeremy, you're absolutely welcome. Thank you and Jonathan, what you got to do for high school football, man. We appreciate it, and Dora as well.
Well, we'll talk to you before the season ends, I'm sure. We appreciate you joining us and filling us in, especially with the second half there. We wish y'all the best of luck the rest of the season, buddy.
All right. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.